Alright, I'm back again. I'll just make this hopefully a very brief video. Yesterday, that Jamaal Bowman, member of the House of Representatives, pulled a fire alarm because he thought that was how he could get the doors to open to the chamber so he could get in to vote. Now, something's not adding up with this. First, if you're trying to get into the chambers to vote, why would you pull a fire alarm to an emergency exit? That doesn't make sense to me. Of all the ways you could get in that room, I don't think pulling the fire alarm by an emergency exit is the way to go. And he said in his statement he didn't know that would happen. Here's the thing. Before he got into Congress, he was a teacher and a principal for 20 years. You expect me to believe he didn't know how fire alarms worked and what would happen if you pulled one? He's either not that bright, which, well, it's a good thing he's out of the education system. It's very sad and pathetic that he would be in a position to vote for things that would affect all of us. Or he's a very, very, very bad liar. Either way, I don't think he needs to be holding any type of office. Maybe as dog catcher, he'd be fine. Not much more than that. And it's funny, there's a lot of people who were, no one's above the law, that are, taken up for him. By the way, he said that himself. Got on social media a while back and was saying, no one is above the law, but we'll see what happens to him. My money's on nothing. Even though personally I think, there have been people been prosecuted for doing the exact same thing. So I would like for that to happen with him. Like I said, nothing's going to happen. At the very least, he needs to be out of office and barred from running from office ever again. Again, nothing's ever going to happen. Let's go to the flip side. Was it McCarthy? Speaker of the House, was comparing it to January 6th. While what I think this Representative Bowman did is completely wrong, I'm not going to thumb my nose and say, oh, well, it's the same thing. No. Two completely different scenarios. One is hundreds of people going through the Capitol to stop a vote, while someone else has seemingly pulled the fire alarm. A single individual acting on their own pulled the fire alarm to prevent a vote or delay a vote. Now, I can actually forgive a lot of the people who went through the Capitol on January 6th. The reason why I have a certain degree of latitude is, for years we've been hearing the same politicians on both sides saying, this is the most important election in our lifetime. If our side don't win, it's going to be the end of democracy as we know it. And yes, I have a link that has quotes from 2020 that I'll provide for you. I come bearing gifts. But I remember stuff like that. I remember for years, and you can't just have people hearing stuff like that every especially every presidential election cycle, without them eventually taking it to heart. See, that's the downside to divisive politics, which is what we've been seeing, divisionary politics, is eventually you start to polarize people, and you might as well just put accelerant down and light a match and throw on it. And that's the type of mindset that you breed with the divisive politics. And the thing is, all those people that were in the Capitol, they were reacting to what they had been told by people on both sides of the aisle. It wasn't just Trump. Yeah, they were there on behalf of Trump, but let's face it. I believe Nancy Pelosi said something. Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden both said it was the most important election ever. So there's both a bit of stoking the fears on both sides. That's what they were reacting to. So, if you're not going to do anything to all the people that were stoking the fears and have been stoking the fears for years, I have a hard time rectifying doing anything to them. But Jamaal Bowman acted on his own, of his own accord, and he made a choice. And I don't know if there's a single person that actually did anything to encourage him to act in that way. So I don't have that level and degree of sympathy for him. So I'm perfectly fine if they want to drum him out, bar him from serving. If they even had him arrested, I would have no issue with that. Because, hey, if they're going to have everyday ordinary citizens thrown in jail for doing something after being polarized by, them, they need to lead by example and do the same to one of their own. That's my thought on the matter. Let me know what you think.